What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a cut test of some Ganzo 440C. Edge is finished at 17 degrees per side. Chaucera 1000. This is a freehand edge, not a fixed angle. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking. Just gonna cut, but as you can see, it's razor sharp. The test will be called as soon as there is a catch to where it tears the paper. Let's start. And these are 12 inches, or about 12 and a half inches. So I won't cut fully through to contact the table. To keep that out of the equation, I will be using about 2 inches of the blade. I'm not going to tape it off. I don't like doing cut tests like that. So each cut is right at a foot. And at the end, I'll go back and I'll cut each cut. They're going to be right at 12 inches, so it'll be about a foot. Beautiful. Perfect. Slipping out of the cardboard. Gonna be a lot of counting. Still easily push cut. Oh yeah. Just so you know, the majority of the cutting is being done right here. You can see the marking on the blade. beautiful. Not wanting to push cut now. Well, yeah, it's still good. About done with push cutting though. The heck, some stickies on my table. Edge looks good. Tons of bite still. Oh yeah. It's got plenty more cutting left in it. No problem at all. Almost can still push cut. In fact, it still can push cut. Just barely though. This is going to be a whole bunch of counting. Blade's quite warm. Edge is still beautiful. Not going to push cut no more though. No, it won't push cut. But it will slice. And the test gets called when I can't slice without tearing the paper. That'll be a... When I can't slice and cleanly cut, that means there's a catch, and you know, as soon as that catch will grab and rip the paper, then I know this edge is done for, or that section of the edge is done for. It's going to wind up being a good bit of cutting right here. And this is just 440C. Man, when I do Maximed or Rex 121 or Rex 76 for you guys, I'm going to be here all night. With that said though, Ganzo 440 is actually really well done steel. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's a $20 knife, it's crap. sorry, but Ganzo knives are not crap. Ganzo's heat treats are good, and their knives are done well. There's super values for them. Ganzo knives are incredibly well done for the money. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If they do, they're lying to you. I mean, yeah, they're a super budget China knife, but they do their steel very well. Their 440C is great, actually. Still looking good. No catches at all. In fact, the only signs of dulling is basically I can hear it a little more, and yeah, I'm not even seeing fibers being lifted up on the paper. This edge has still got a lot of life left in it. A lot. I don't have much more of this cardboard. Oh, this is going to be a lot of counting. Hey, we're starting to get somewhere now. I think maybe one more piece. Oh, nope, it didn't tear. It's not tearing yet. I believe this will be the last piece. We'll check it halfway through. I really don't think it'll go another whole sheet. Sorry, the paper was damaged up here. There it is. Now let's give it one more. Hold on. Nope, that might have just been me. It's close. It is very close. Let's see where that's at. God, this is gonna be a lot of counting. Don't feel any catches. That's it. I'm gonna call it there. Now let me give it a fair chance. It's not catching every time. And remember, this is newspaper, not printer paper like a lot of channels use. No, I think it's still got a little more left in it. Yeah. Because it's yeah. Most of these cuts is winding up. I'm starting like this, but most of them's ending up in a push cut about right here. Most of the cutting is done right there in that little spot. So most of this edge wear is in literally less than 3/4 of an inch of blade. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Yeah, now we're reliably catching. Okay, so alrighty. Now, I'm not going to make you guys sit here and count this with me. I'm going to pause the video, count, and come back and finish it. I'll tell you what, that's not much of a catch. Like, if I'm careful, it'll still cleanly slice it, see? But if I'm not being extra cautious, like, and that's how I do the test. I'm not trying to be very super cautious slicing. If it's just on a normal slice, it catches and tears, that's when I call the test. So, let me have fun counting. Hold on one moment and I'll show you the pile. It is cold out here in this workshop. Well, this is the problem. So, let me pause this, get the counting, and I'll get back with you guys and finish up the video. Okay, so guys, I just did the numbers. And this 440C did 537.8 linear feet of cardboard. Now, this edge is still absolutely usable, and there's just a two teeny little catches right. You can barely even feel them with your fingernail, but they're right here. Right there. basically to where as I start the cut and it quickly goes to here, and then that's just push cut. So all that cutting is done on about that much, except for the initial, the top that much. As soon as I slide into the cardboard, it slides to about right here. So all that cutting is done on about that big of an area. And that did 537.8 feet. I would be surprised. At the tip, it'll still shave, no doubt, easily. At the heel, it'll still shave easily. It just, right here, it will not shave. This area right here. Sorry, I got dry skin. Well, right here. That little area won't shave. Everywhere else will. Sorry, my skin's dry. It's cold. But yeah, here, I'll come over here. Hold on one sec. Okay. Let's see if I can get it to pick it up on camera. Pick it where you can really see where all the cutting is happening. Basically right here. Right there is where all the cutting's happening. You see how you can see the scratching of the blade, but no, really nowhere else. A little back here, but that's where I'm starting the cut. But this is where all the cutting's being done, is right here. For 440C, now keep in mind that is not on a factory edge. You're not going to get anywhere near this on a factory edge. This is a very, very well done freehand edge. Yeah, a very well done freehand edge. So that, you know, that's a big part of it. But for a $20 knife in 440C to cut 540 feet of cardboard in realistically less than an inch of blade or an inch of cutting edge, because again, you know, I just want to make it understood. I'm starting the cut about right here, but that's a, you know, with the knife tilted at an angle like that, and then quickly pulling in to a push cut. So this right here, you know, this area right here experiences maybe the first 2 inches of the cardboard, and then the cuts, you know, the last 10 inches is finished in here in a push cut, basically. If I was using like 20-pound printer paper as my paper to call the test when it snags and tears it, it would probably damn near double that, because, you know, this is newspaper, of course, much thinner and harder to cut than printer paper is. And as you can clearly see, it's still easily slicing that with no, you know, without fraying. It's just, you know, if I really see, that time it didn't even catch. There it is, right there. But, you know, if I was using printer paper, it would cut a lot more than that before it would snag enough to tear that thicker paper. Like I said, I don't care what anybody says. Ganzo knives are crazy good values. They perform very nicely considering their price, and they're built well. China, no China, doesn't matter. They're good performing knives. If you got $20-25 to spend on a pocket knife and you need a good performing, good edge retention knife, any of the Ganzo stuff in 440C is great. Their D2 is good too, but it's I don't want to say spotty, but you'll get a good one. Say you buy 10, you're probably going to get about 3 that don't have the greatest of heat treatments. Most of them are great. And yeah, the D2 Ganzos will outcut this 440C, no doubt. Unless you get one that's just not done very good. And your odds of that is, I don't know, there's probably a 70% chance that you'll get a good one. And even the bad ones aren't terrible. They're just not great. And they're a little funky on the sharpening stones. They kind of feel a little gummy. But for the most part, if you get a good one, you got a really good piece of D2. However, if you buy any of their stuff in 440C, you're guaranteed. Well, I can't say guaranteed, but you're gonna get a good one. That is a terrible plunge round. That's just what you call not giving a damn and just throwing a quick edge on it because you're trying to get this test done. But so I hate plunges like that. You got to be so careful or you'll dig into them, and if you're not careful, you'll do that to them. But $20 knife, who cares? This knife has probably had 5 or 6 edges on it, so it's definitely into good steel. If there was any, I don't want to say burn edge, but fatigued steel from heat from the belts, it's well past. I'm in good steel for sure. And because it's had quite a few edges on it, it's thickened up behind the edge from where it would be on a new one. So you're going to even get better slicing performance out of a new one than this one would have, just because it'll be thinner behind the edge. Anyhow, Ganzo 440C, 537 feet, 538 feet. That's really impressive. I did not quite, I was expecting it to go more like 300-ish. Maybe 400, but I surely didn't expect it to break 5, that's for sure. And I'm glad I'm using newspaper as the medium to determine when the test is over, because boy, if I was using printer paper, it would probably close to double that number, and I would be done for when I got into testing, like, high alloy, high hardness tool steels, Rex 45, Rex 76, Maximet 15V, etc. Because they're going to cut many times that number right there. So yeah, it's definitely the wise idea to use newspaper as my what I call to test with. Anyways, don't skimp on or don't sleep on Ganzo. Buy USA if you can, but if you get $20-$30 and need a good knife, ain't nothing wrong with Ganzo. And I've said it for a long time, their 440C is great. It also feels great on the sharpening stones. It responds to the stones very nicely, and I guarantee you a few passes on a strop and I can bring this right back to shaving. Yeah, actually, I don't feel like doing that in front of the camera. It's too hard. I was going to say I'll strop it back real quick and see if I can bring it back to shaving. I mean, I know I can tell by the way the edge feels, but that edge is definitely not even close in need of a resharpening. It don't even need to be touched up on a ceramic rod. A few passes, alternating passes on a diamond strop, and that edge would come right back to popping hair, no problem at all. And still have plenty of bite, because it's still got plenty of bite. Oh yeah, big time. I feel the bite falls off slightly right here. And of course that's where the cutting is. But oh yeah, tons of bite, you know, where I didn't cut, of course, but even right here there's still plenty of bite there. Anyways, banging job, Ganzo. Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to be doing a bunch of them. My hands are going to be toast. Y'all have a good night.